Madison, welcome to this very strange tutorial. In my last video, the Snap Change Workshop, I showed you a torn 5 of spades being magically restored at my fingertips with thanks to two things. One, the Snap Change, two, black art. To quickly show you that trick, I have a torn 5 of spades, the corner has been torn off. Behind this is a full playing card that I've coloured in black on the corner. Thanks to black art, if I hold this against my black t-shirt, you can see the reflection, but if I hold it just right, then turn the contrast and brightness down, I can make this card look like a torn 5 of spades. I then take this corner, which has a little bit of sticky tape on the back, and I stick it to the black of this card here. As soon as it's stuck, I execute a snap change, making it look like the 5 of spades magically restored itself at my fingertips. Looks terrible in person, but on film looks wonderful, which is the perfect segue into this very trick. I need to tell you from the start that this trick is not practical. You cannot perform it in front of people. It relies on black art and a very, very sneaky gimmick. However, it looks wonderful on film, so you can record this and share it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, MySpace, Yahoo, Bing. Right from the start, I'm going to expose everything so that you can decide right now whether or not you want to make this. It's so easy to make and you only need a few things. Firstly, you need a duplicate of the playing card that you're going to use. You need some double-sided sticky tape and the secret itself, a black envelope. Now, if you don't have a black envelope, keep watching, because once you see how I make the gimmick, you'll understand how you can make this gimmick with a piece of black paper or a piece of black card. There are other ways to achieve this. This is the easiest and the best that I have discovered. So there are three main pieces. I have a 4 of spades, which I ripped the corner off. This is the gimmick in question that I made from the envelope, and this is a corner torn away from an envelope, which I can sit on the corner, the index corner of a playing card like this. Is torn to the exact same size as the corner itself. Now this has sticky tape on the back, so with thanks to black art, I can make this corner look like it's not there, and the suggestion of this corner alone tells the audience that this is from this card. Now when I stick this to the gimmick like so, all I have to do now is get rid of this, and it looks like a torn 4 of spades has been restored magically at the fingertips. I'm going to make a fixed gimmick from scratch so that you can follow along with me. So I have a duplicate 6 of hearts. Susan Sausage signs the 6 of hearts. Easy for you to say, Charlie. Sign 6 of hearts while that dries. I'm going to put this 6 of hearts in like this. Make sure it's pushed right up into the corner. I'm just going to use the other 6 of hearts as a guide to make sure that I tear this to the right size. I'm just going to put a nick there and another nick round about there. So I know that I want to tear around like this, and I'm going to tear them at the same time. I'm going to go back, forward, back, just to make as much jagged edges as I can to make a unique shape. This is the important piece. With the rest of the envelope, we can make another gimmick using this corner, so I'm going to do that right now just to show you. So I'm going to push the 6 of hearts up again, index all the way up into this corner, and I'm going to tear it, rip the corner off, in and out, back and forth, and like these bits are now rubbish, we don't need these. So now I have 2 opportunities to make fix gimmicks. If I take my 6 of hearts out from that, I'm going to put a bit of double-sided sticky tape on the back and take the corner of the envelope that you just ripped off. I can tell which is the back because there's a little overlap where the envelope was made. So I'm going to hold it over the index corner like so, push it into place, and then turn to the back, and I'm going to fold a tiny bit upwards like this and then press it down. So at the back I have a little lip. This is going to make things so much easier for me when I go for the cleanup. Now that that's in place, I'm going to stick my 6 of hearts as accurately as I can onto the front of the corner. Now if I show you this here, it could kind of look like the complete full card. You can obviously see the tear, but now we have the fixed gimmick completely made. and ready to perform. With the lip that we created on the back of the gimmick, it makes it so much easier for us to feed that card into the gimmick. If I take the gimmick off like this, so flat hand on the front, thumb on the back, and just let it slide off, I can hold this by my side or hold my hand down and just display this card and talk about it for a few moments. Then when I'm ready, I'm going to put my hand up and take the card from the other corner, and all I'm doing is feeding that card in. Now I can talk a little bit more and hold on to the card at this corner. So I'm now going to take the card with my left hand at the bottom corner, holding the gimmick in place between my thumb and finger one. Finger one of my left hand reaches over the front like this just to block that torn corner from the audience. Now as I grab the corner of that torn playing card, as I start to pull it away from the black, that sticky tape separating will sound like the card tearing. Finger one of the left hand holding over the front. You're also going to scrape that corner over your finger like this to create something of a tear sound. So from this position, I grab this corner, 1, rip it past my finger, 2, now I'm holding the piece on with finger 2 and my thumb at the back. I'm also holding the gimmick in place. So from the front, it just looks like corner's been torn away from the card. Now at this point, pull it forward like this. Not to the side, not downwards. If you do that, you risk taking the gimmick away from the playing card. When you're fake tearing, do it fairly quickly so that you don't draw too much attention. And hold this forward so that you can hold this backwards and lower it down. As soon as I'm displaying this corner, I move the full complete card backwards towards my body. The further back it is, the easier it is to make that corner look like it isn't even there. I don't bring the playing card to the corner, I bring the corner to the playing card. And as it approaches, I make sure it's lower down so that I can close in upwards like this. So from the back, it's down here, and then I can see exactly where I need to put it. So I now bring them close together slowly. So you'll notice that I haven't had to hold that gimmick in place. Because it's fully wrapped around the corner, it clings on and it stays there. Now all I have to do is get rid of this. Right, so as soon as that comes off, it looks like a complete restoration. However, don't be tempted to use your fingers to remove the gimmick and get rid of the corner, because it looks like exactly what it is. It looks like you're taking the corner away. This is another reason why I create that lip at the back of the gimmick. So if I hold this in place, I can now cover everything up with my fingers without touching, and then at the back, I just knock that lip with my thumb, and it all falls off into my hand. So I hold my fingers out in front and upwards like this, and as soon as I know it's covered from sight, my thumb just knocks that corner into my cupped hand, and then I drag the card, and now my hand comes backwards with the gimmick held inside, and I can just lower my hand as I offer this card out for inspection or for the camera to see up close, at which point I dump this to the floor, yeet it over my shoulder, or feed it to Charlie. So a few important notes that might be useful for you. Now that you know how this works and how the gimmick is made, it's easy to make something like this with a piece of paper, a piece of card, even if it's a white piece of paper and you take a Sharpie and color it in afterwards. Now when you practice, you're going to find your own way of doing things, of course, but I'm sure that anybody watching this who tries this and creates this trick is going to do the same thing as me and experiment with loads of different ideas. Some of them silly, but I will say there are no bad ideas until they become bad ideas. I've experimented with so many different ways of doing this, and in my mind a lot of them seemed good. So I made them real and I practiced and watched the film back, and then when you watch back you realize, that's a bad idea, but you don't know it's a bad idea until you actually do it. Now, I know that most magicians don't like the idea of black art, but when you think about magic in the modern day, today, most of it is seen, performed to and seen on film only and not in person. So I consider the camera and the screen to be my digital theatre. Ut cum que, by any means necessary, everything is fair game. You can create something that looks like real, wonderful, beautiful magic, no matter how gimmicked up it is and no matter which method it's using, black art in this case, as long as it looks real and makes magic look as real as possible, it's fair game and it's good for the art of magic. I've got so much more to say. I've also got a lot more to show you with this trick. However, I'm going to save the rest for the Maliance, Madison.ist. Stay close for some huge YouTube news. I know I said this in the last video, but the news is on the way. My entire YouTube and everything's about to change for the better, and I can't wait to share it with you. Thanks from the bottom of my deal for spending this time with me. That was The Fix. I'm Daniel Madison. See you next time.